Let's do
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, you already
Good
did.
afternoon. I did.
I missed the flip. I missed the flippy thing. Did the logo flip?
No.
You forgot?
Yeah, I forgot to do the logo flip.
No, it just started. You guys didn't get the logo flip. That's my favorite part of every Friday, and Mr. Moore ruined it. So, thanks a lot, Mr. Moore. Everybody say it in the comments. Thanks a lot, Mr. Moore. Let me know if you notice what's different about the screen. It's probably something that I did that I am super excited about, but no one else is even going to notice. But if you do notice, nothing will happen because I don't have anything that I can give to you. I was gonna like say you win a prize, but if I say that and I don't actually give them a prize, then we'll get sued by someone. It's like that woman who thought she was entering a contest for a Toyota, and she ended up winning a toy Yoda.
And then she sued.
And then she sued.
And won.
Good stories, good stories. Let's take a little peek and see who's hanging out. Marsha had asked if we're able to replay this later.
Yes. You can almost always do replays except for like
big webinars when we're not sure if the 3-hour like session is gonna push.
Or if something is said that isn't quite correct, sometimes we'll edit that. But for the most part.
Yeah, occasionally if we say something silly, we'll go back and we'll like either get rid of the stream, or if there were like an insane number of spammers in the chat posting inappropriate things, we'll just but we figured out how to get rid of that. I've got some stuff disabled, so that hasn't happened in a while.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah, I have enhanced our security settings.
Good.
Hi all, first attendance, but I've watched a couple of your videos and they've been very informative. Awesome. Welcome to the Friday Bean. We're going to be answering your SEO questions today, guys. We did an SEO Q&A last Friday during the Friday Bean, and there were like 100 questions that we did not get to, and I felt so bad, but some of your questions require in-depth explanation. So I'm thinking, okay, let's just do a part two. Let's do a part 2 of the Friday Bean SEO, whatever we're calling this, and we'll get to everybody that we missed questions for. And if you're new here, feel free to ask your very first questions. We are here to hang out for 1 hour. Let's see. I saw a paw print on the cup. Is that new? Nope, that's been there.
It's the one in the bottom corner of the screen. Somebody else called it out as well.
Yeah.
Stephanie Jones.
Yes, it's the paw print.
I think they were referring to when I brought my coffee mug up here.
No, on the Friday Bean, like on our coffee mug.
Oh no, that's been there. We haven't changed that logo.
Yeah, no, I switched out our channel logo for, it used to be the Alpha, like the geometric wolf head, but it didn't show very well.
Couple first time live.
Welcome. All right, let's go ahead and start giving me the scoop, guys. What SEO questions do you have pertaining to Etsy? I will say that I've had a lot of emails, and I even had some Instagram messages this week asking about, Renee Christine had published a video, and there were a couple things in there that weren't correct. So I messaged her, and she's going to be pushing an update soon. I taught her a couple like little things that she didn't know about Etsy SEO, and she should have an update video out soon. So just keep an eye out for that. If you're one of the people who emailed me, I'm not ignoring you. I want to give her a chance to make her update video. That way I can put it in your email. But if you're subscribed to her, I'm sure that you'll see it whenever it comes out. So,
question for you, actually.
Oh.
Are you copying anything when you make your new videos? Because this is stuck at the same thing it was stuck at last week. 3 likes and 28 concurrent viewers. Are you duplicating?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do a fresh one next time so that doesn't get stuck like that.
I do that.
Something in the coding from our last live stream is goofed up, and it doesn't tell us how many people are viewing the stream.
Yeah, it says that there's only 28 people here, and I have it under pretty good authority. That
we on average have it between 80 and 120, and on our topic live streams it goes up to 200 or so. So
all right, let's get it rolling. Marcia asks, first time, first
73.
question. Woohoo! Do you recommend having the same SEO or different SEO? I have the same product, but different designs. Thank you. So I'm assuming that you mean per listing, if you should have the same keywords in each of your listings. Now, there are two different theories out there. Some people say that none of your keywords should match each other's listings because if they match, then you don't have as many opportunities to be found in search because every keyword that you put in each unique listing is a different opportunity to be found. I don't necessarily agree with that. And here's why. In my shop, I specialize. I make skeleton key necklaces, right? That's all that I make. And by creating these strong signals to Etsy, by repeatedly saying in my SEO the term skeleton key necklace, which is my primary long tail keyword, basically what I'm telling Etsy is that I am an authority when it comes to skeleton key necklaces. And because of that, I almost always show up on page 1 in the search results. And I know a lot of you are probably saying there is no more page 1 anymore. You're right, there isn't, because we all have different search results because Etsy's algorithm caters to users' past searches and interests.
Yes.
However, you can use erank.com's rank checker tool and see where your listing would be placed organically if that user had no search history. So that's an easy way to check it from home at any time if you want to see where your listing would fall naturally. But to answer your original question, I don't think that you should make your titles and tags exactly identical to other listings, as in you shouldn't just copy all of your titles and then use them for the exact same listings. Use the primary keyword of what that product is. And for example, all I sell are skeleton key necklaces, but I might call this one, blue dragon skeleton key necklace and silver unicorn skeleton key necklace, and then whatever other complementary keywords would go with that. So every single title is unique, but they're all held together by the core skeleton key necklace, which is what I want to be known for. And because I have been doing that for so long and I have so much authority from that keyword being the top, I believe that I'm the top skeleton key artist in the world right now. I don't think that I have any other competitors that are where I am. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody finds one. But basically, there is no one that can compete with me because I have maintained my position and I've held my position for so long. So I hope that answers your question. When it comes to SEO, it's all about experimenting, but just completely copying word for word all of your titles and pasting them into all of your listings. Try to get some variety in there.
Hashtag humble brag.
What? Oh.
That's how you maintain authority into your industry.
And
you got to be able to humble brag every once in a while.
Oh, Amber, as if you don't plow over your competitors.
Quit scrolling up. There's nothing up there.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to find your questions. All right.
Can you go into a bit more detail on your process for using eRank and keyword tools? I'm an eRank subscriber and love the tools. I just feel like I'm not using it as effectively as I could be.
So eRank is a menagerie of really great tools. And as I have been doing since February, all of my old videos, I used to say, disclaimer, I'm not an affiliate of eRank. However, now I'm not an affiliate. I am on their management team. So with that being said, I do get paid from eRank. However, I do not get paid on commission and for recommending it, and I've been using it for 4 years, which is far longer than I've worked for eRank. So, disclaimers out of the way. eRank.com is the best tool for your SEO. It is my favorite tool. I have been using it forever. I've tried many other tools, but eRank is my favorite, and it has the most tools for the best price. Now, with that being said, there are a lot of tools. Is that your arm? Oh,
that's my arm.
With that said, there are a lot of tools on eRank, and it can be really confusing knowing how to use them. So assuming that you have at least, because we're going to be releasing a $5.99 per month plan, hopefully Monday is the launch date on that. But assuming that you have at least one of the paid plans, because those are really the ones where you're going to get the most information.
Yeah.
Whether that be $5.99 or the pro membership, which is $9.99. the main things that you want to utilize are the Keyword Explorer, which is going to tell you exactly how many, or not exactly, it's going to tell you the closest estimated search of how many people are searching for specific keywords each month. So you can go in there and you can see about how many people are searching for the keywords that you're using in your listings. Another useful thing that you can do is go in there and star all of the keywords that you want to keep an eye on. Those will populate into your keyword lists, which if you're in the Keyword Explorer, that's going to be located in the top or in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Those will save there. That way, later on, you can go back and check because trends change. If I were to put, 4th of July barbecue apron as one of my keywords in my listings right now, it might do really good. It could do great. Or summer bikini would probably do really good. And I could look in my stats and see, wow, it's doing really good. But if I go back and look at that same keyword in December, it's not going to be doing good anymore. So you have to be able to check these frequently. And if you don't have those saved in your keyword list in the way that we used to have to do it, is you would have to go search them all one by one over again. So you could double check them. But now you can save them and keep watching them. That's the second most important tool. So Keyword Explorer, keyword lists. Third most important tool, in my opinion, is the change tracker tool. That way, when you make changes to your SEO, Etsy or eRank will take a daily snapshot of your Etsy listing. That way you can see how your views, your favorites, and your sales are impacted by changes that you make to your SEO or to your thumbnail photo, which is huge. And I usually recommend letting it sit for a few weeks, but you can watch every single day how that change impacted your overall views, favorites, and sales. So those are the top 3 best functions. If you need more precise walkthroughs, we have a few on some tools, but eRank soon will be updating, hopefully Monday, with some new look. I've kind of been helping with some of the branding and things, so you can expect it to look a little bit different by Monday, but not too much. After that, I'll make some new videos for you guys. I just want to make sure that the changes are in place, because if I do the videos now and he changes everything on Monday, then what I record won't look like what you guys have. So, all right, let's
Missy K. I see people who have listing titles, for example, resin necklace, crystal resin necklace, real flower pendant, etc. What's with the commas? Would it give more traffic to your product, or question mark?
Commas are a way to break up your keywords. And I don't use commas. I use forward slashes. And all that does is it makes it more digestible. When you see people do what's called a keyword string, or what I call a keyword string, it is just one of the 2 ways that you can write your titles, right? Etsy recommends doing a short descriptive sentence. However, results are kind of contrary to that, because people still see equal, if not better, results from doing a keyword string the old style way, where we see a keyword and then a comma and then a keyword and then a comma. So it doesn't really matter which of those methods you choose, because I do the old school method, but I know people who are very successful with the new method of just writing a short description. It's really up to your preference. The commas, though, are a way to make your title look more readable to shoppers. Otherwise, the shopper is going to see this big, long jumble of words, and it's going to look really spammy. It's going to look really bad, and that's not what you want. Now, for tags, you'll often see, for example, in eRank's keyword lists, you have the option in your keyword list listing builder to add all of the keywords that you find and copy them, and they're all separated by commas. The reason for this is because if you were to write out all of your keywords separated by commas, copy that, and paste it into your tag section, each of those would paste in as a unique tag. So I could add all 13 of my tags all at once and paste them into your tag section. But in terms of titles, there is no difference when it comes to how you separate out your keywords. It doesn't matter. Etsy's algorithm is smart. It knows that it can connect words, regardless of the fact that there's commas in place. So it's just a way to make your title look a little bit cleaner to the humans who are actually reading it. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Amber said, I don't use eRank ... at all, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say that. That's okay.
Amber, here's the thing. You've got your VIP club, and you get most of your sales from your funnel, right? And you have your own website. Your VIP club is huge. And for you, when you already have the raving following who will buy no matter what, and and obviously you're doing just fine. Amber, for those of you who don't know, she's like one of our most successful sellers. You don't need to worry so much about appealing to the Etsy algorithm when you are driving your own traffic. That's kind of the benefit of it all, is that you don't have to work as hard once you have the traffic, because if you've got like a VIP group on Facebook and you've got an email list, all you have to do is make a post in your group or send out an email to your list and say, hey, I'm holding a sale, or hey, I have a new product.
Yeah, I mean, last I heard, you are overwhelmed with orders. The last thing you need is organic traffic from Etsy.
Right.
Then you can't make your raving following happy because you're loaded up with a bunch of people who don't know who you are.
Exactly. So if you ever need to, you're a Handmade Alpha Academy student, get in there and we're, for HAA students, we're going to be refreshing. I actually just finished re-scripting Module 7, Lesson 2, and it used to be 3 parts. It's going to be 6 parts now because I've broken it down into smaller videos.
You want that, trust me.
You want that. But that is coming. If you're currently in Handmade Alpha Academy, hold off on the SEO lesson. We had to do a huge overhaul. The old method still works, but the way that you had to research everything doesn't work anymore because eRanks changed so much. So just expect that very, very soon. And for
that
those
answers our next question. Is there a section in HAA on eRank and maximizing it? Yes, there is.
Module 7. Module 7 is a big one, and we're going to be adding a couple new items in there as well. That should be happening before we reopen for enrollment on June 14th. So obviously we want to make sure that we get our pretty new SEO lessons out before our new students come in. And for those who are interested in Handmade Alpha Academy, that is my course that will teach you how to dominate Etsy. We have over 500 amazing students. This is our 2nd year of enrollment, so that's very exciting. And if you're interested in getting a big fat discount and a notification when it opens, there's a waiting list link down below that will tell you a little bit more about what Handmade Alpha Academy is. And signing up for that does not obligate you to buy. However, it will ensure that you actually get our big discount when enrollment opens.
Amber, I've suggested many things to Etsy to add as a feature, but they've not responded. Do you think Anthony could do it on his end on eRank? And sorry if they already exist, as then I know which item is added the most but never reaches purchase. Okay, if you have ideas for eRank stuff, shoot us a message maybe afterwards, just in case we don't want to.
Well, I mean, items in most people's baskets, that is something. So Anthony can only create what is publicly available via Etsy's API, right?
Yeah.
He can't, and anything else that he gets, he has to get from approved external data providers who can give him data on, this and that. So, which is where, things like search volumes come in and things. So when it comes to like things like stuff that's in someone's basket, the problem with that is it isn't public information. Therefore, it isn't something that Anthony can create a tool for because Etsy wouldn't allow it. All of eRank's tools are approved by Etsy. Anthony always reaches out first to make sure that it's something that he can do. Now, if you have an idea for eRank or a tool that you would like to have created, you can always contact us. But what I recommend doing is go to erank.com, click the blue feedback button in the bottom right corner. The only people that get those messages are Debbie, which you guys know her, Pam Duthie, which you guys know her, and Anthony, obviously you guys know him. It's not like some weird customer support team. It's those 3. So just hit that feedback button and let them know that you have a great idea. And if it is a good enough idea that it's something that's possible, we'll add it into our list. But I will tell you that currently we, and when I say we, I mean Anthony and our team and the development team at eRank, We're working on a lot of really cool new stuff that's coming soon. So as soon as the basic plan launches, there's going to be even more cool stuff coming. I'm just not allowed to talk about it, but expect that. Okay.
Where will you post the how-to videos for E-Rank? Love that product. I mean, other than
here.
Yeah, other than stuff that's on HAA specifically, it'll all be here.
Yeah, on the channel. If you're a member of my email list, which if you've signed up for like any of my free ebooks, I've got a couple PDFs down below that you can sign up for free. My summer survival guide is down there if you're experiencing slow summer sales, or if you're afraid you're going to experience slow summer sales, that will help you. My 12-month marketing calendars are probably my most valuable freebie. Those will help you to know when to start marketing for certain sales periods, when to plan product launches, and so on. That's linked down below. Or if you've joined my email list in the past and you get frequent emails from me, I always send an email when I create a new video or before we're about to go live. So all you have to do is sign up for one of those goodies down there, and you'll get notified of all of the good stuff. Anytime we have a video, I'll make sure that I notify you.
Jane Strauss. See, I use some keywords that land me on pages 1 and 2, but do not rank or are found on eRank.
So, are you using the rank checker? Because here's the thing. If you're going to Etsy.com and you're searching your keywords and you're seeing yourself on page 1, that is based on your past search history, because Etsy uses machine learning. They are, like, for example, have you ever gotten, on Google and you searched for something and then suddenly you started seeing ads for it all over the place? That's machine learning. That is like, or when you're talking about something and your device, you think that it's listening because a conversation you had, you suddenly start getting ads for it on Facebook.
Because it is.
It is listening to you. It is 100%.
It's called targeted advertising.
Yes, and it. Your phone is ringing. It's the FBI. Don't answer. But that's exactly what it is. Your phone is listening. But when it comes to Etsy, their algorithm isn't that crazy. Like, Etsy isn't listening to you. But what Etsy is doing is it's watching the things that you're searching for. And it's keeping note of the types of searches that you're performing. And Etsy is going to recommend products to you that are closely related or closer related to the things they think that you'll like based on your past searches. And in case you're wondering, no, a VPN will not help this. Because, and I had a huge discussion with Anthony about this a few days ago. Here's the thing about a VPN. You're getting a new assigned IP address. You don't know who had that IP address before you, right? So
it's not necessarily just that. When you use a VPN, what you're doing is you're telling the website that you're logging in from somewhere else, right? So like when you sign up with a VPN, most of the time you get to choose a location. Say we're in Ohio and I'm trying to search on a website that's in the UK, but the website has restricted it to people in the United States. Well, I can log into the VPN, say I'm in the UK, and it pops up there. The problem with that is that now you're getting targeted advertising for that location. So you're not getting, there is no way to get like clean results
other than the rank checker.
They're going to be catered, other than something like the rank checker, because it's going to be specifically targeted to that location.
Right.
There's no way to just get baseline, clean, flat search results. Etsy has made it where you cannot do that.
Right. So, and getting to page 1 of Etsy is super easy. I could put, and this is a Handmade Alpha Academy example, so you guys can all laugh about it. But if I were to put floopy doopy dee dah as my primary keyword in my listings and in my tags, I would rank on page 1 for floopy doopy dee dah, which is fantastic. It's great. I'm on page 1. However, no one is searching for floopy doopy dee dah, so it doesn't matter that I'm on page 1 for floopy doopy dee dah, right? No one's searching for that. You want to be on page 1 for things that people are searching for. And even if you type in your keywords into Etsy and your products show up on page 1, that doesn't necessarily mean you're on page 1. You need to go into the rank checker and make sure that you are actually looking at where you would be placed organically if that user had a clean slate. Because if you are on page 1 when that user has a clean slate, it's a pretty good indicator that your SEO is great, it is flawless, it is beautiful, it is optimized, and you don't need to worry about those listings that are on page 1, page 2, and even page 3, I would say, is okay as well. So,
yeah. Would you repeat a keyword phrase in your titles and tags across all listings that describes your item perfectly, although it may not be searched for a lot per E-rank? I'll be right back. My child is slamming her feet on the floor upstairs.
Would you repeat a keyword phrase in your titles and tags across all listings that describes your item perfectly? All they have. Okay, so if it describes your item perfectly, what I recommend, because, you know, if that's what the product is, you can't call it something else. If for some reason no one was searching for, you know, I'm trying to like find something on my desk. We'll say, I don't know what type of phone this is. Samsung Galaxy S9 pop socket. You know, even if no one's searching that, that's what this is, right? This is a Samsung Galaxy S9 pop socket. So even if not that many people are searching for it, I would still put that in my tags and titles. But on top of that, I might add more keywords in there that describes it. That way, if I'm not hitting a lot of searches with Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus pop socket, I could also rank for things like phone accessories or phone case accessories.
Yeah, because pop sockets are listed per phone.
Right. So
They're not.
I didn't have anything else on my desk, you smart aleck. But either way, do you understand what I'm saying? Even if that word is not, if you're selling earrings, call them earrings. You know, if you're selling a necklace, call it a necklace. Obviously, those things are searched, but, you know, just make sure that you're describing your product as accurately as possible. And if you don't see a lot of searches for like the core foundation of what your product is, get some more terms in there. Start describing it a little bit more. Get into the categories that it falls within. Get into who it's good for. Who do you give it to? Is this a good gift for grandma? Is this a gift for birthday? Is this a gift for dad? Those are all ways that you can still find some really good keywords to fit in there, even if what your product actually isn't getting, you know, an insane number of searches on eRank. Okay.
Should keywords be different than tags? What's the difference?
So tags are at the bottom of your listing. Keywords are in, you know, keywords in your title, and tags should really work together. So basically, here's the rundown. The items that are in your title should be down in your tags, okay? However, if you have listed something in your attributes, those do not need to be added in your tags. So here's an example. If I'm selling a blue dragon necklace and I have my title as blue dragon necklace, and down in my attributes, I put, you know, that the primary color is blue, and then I go down to fill out my tags, I don't need to repeat blue. I can just say dragon necklace because your attributes work like tags. So with that being said, you want to try to get as many words from your title into your tags section unless some of those words are already covered in your attributes section. And then, you know, obviously you're probably going to have some tag space left over. That's where you want to hop into eRank and start thinking of really abstract words and things that, you know, that your product could fall into. Like if you're making blue dragon necklace, maybe you could put Father's Day gift as a tag. Maybe you could put medieval fantasy jewelry as a tag, or Renaissance festival jewelry as a tag. Does that make sense? So I would try to utilize all of your tags. All of the things in your tags don't need to be in your title. The things in your title should be in your tags unless they're already covered in your attributes. I know that that's really confusing. Feel free to write that down, but that's basically how it works.
Can you tell what tags your competitors use? I don't think so.
I think you can with eRank. Let me get back to you on that one. Let me get back to you on that one, Kelly.
On the Etsy platform, I don't think so.
You used to be able to, you used to be able to scroll down and all of the tags that they used in their listing would show.
But that looks like crap,
But it doesn't do that anymore. You don't see them anymore. I did that. I actually checked that yesterday.
Well, it creates like toxic competition where people go in and they copy your shop and then just start copying every listing that you've got.
Right. And that doesn't work, by the way, because there's listing quality score has to play in. So if you were to go to someone's bestsellers and copy all of their keywords and everything exactly, it doesn't mean that you would rank, because they probably have a listing quality score that is accumulated based on their sales history and things.
Kate Mullen, yes, eRank has a button you can click while on a competitor's listing and it will tell you their tags. Cool.
Awesome. You guys know why I don't know too much about the competitor tools? It's because I don't have any competitors. And you know who's listed in my competitors? I've only listed like my students that I'm worried about, that I want to keep an eye on so I can make sure that they're doing good. That's all I have listed. I want, like, if someone's doing really, really, if someone's doing really good and I want to like track their progress, I'll add them into my competitors, and that way I can kind of like cheer for them on the sidelines.
Lots of positivity here. I wanted to tell you guys thank you. I've been watching your videos for the last month. My store's been open for about 3 weeks, and I've worked really hard on my tags, and I've had over 20 organic searches.
Awesome.
Congrats.
Keep kicking butt. Kick some butt.
Bless Your Heart Studio. I went from 0 to the top 4% on Etsy thanks to HAA in only a year. Highly recommend.
She is rad. She has a great, like, her mindset is just phenomenal.
That's a big thing with this. A lot
right?
of this is a mindset thing. Running a business is very, very much a mindset thing.
Oh yeah, that's the first module of Handmade Alpha Academy. Our intro module is all about getting into the mindset of a business owner, because the rest of the course, it's so much psychology. It's not an Etsy crash course, guys. Handmade Alpha Academy, down to its core, is a psychology course and a neuro-marketing course. It's going to teach you the psychology behind why people buy and how to optimize your shop and your marketing so you can appeal to the psychological triggers that are proven to make people hit the buy button. That's why it works. We don't like do crazy theories. Everything is based in science, and that's why our students have such amazing results. So, enough humble bragging. What do we have next, Mr. Moore?
Oh, another person saying they liked HA.
Oh, thank you.
There was more of that.
I'm like watching in the corner so I can see what I did there. Oh.
That was awful.
That was awful. That wasn't sexy at all.
Let's see here.
Do you guys like our hug mugs? We're sitting in the wrong seats. You gotta hold up your...
Kelly says she's anxious awaiting HAA.
It is open June 14th and it closes on June 23rd. Is that 10 days? 14th, 23rd? 14th and 23rd? That's 10 days, right? Yeah.
Something like that.
June 14th, 10-day enrollment period.
Okay, Sharon Green was asking about Incognito. I'm assuming you're talking about when we were talking about using
like
VPNs and stuff like that. No. Incognito is more just not putting something in your internet search history. It doesn't hide anything from anybody.
Yeah, like Incognito is just hiding things like that way.
You don't want it to show up in your search history, and it also... I'm not actually sure if searching for things in Incognito will influence your search results. I'm pretty sure it will, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. Basically, use a VPN to hide stuff from the government. Use the Incognito to hide things from your spouse.
If you're going shopping, or, you know, if...
Adult activities.
Adult activities, yeah. That's how, you know, if you've got teenage boys, maybe you should have the VPN talk with them, or the Incognito talk.
Yeah.
If you don't want to know what they're searching for.
Don't tell your kids.
Yeah.
So, if you go into the rank checker and you find that you're low, what then?
So if you go into the rank checker and you see that you're landing on, you want to look at the page. Don't worry so much about the placement on the page. The first result you're going to see is the placement on the page and the position on the page. And the second result you're going to see is the page that you land on. If you're on page 1, amazing. You want to one listing on page 1 is great. If you have 2 listings on page 1, I usually have 2 or 3 on page 1. That's like, don't touch anything. You don't want to mess with anything that's on page 1.
Yep.
Page 2, fantastic. Don't touch them. Page 3, still good. Now, if you see some that are way back on page 10, I would say 10's probably where you should start being a little worried.
Yeah. But don't start changing things like the moment you post a listing if it's not on page 1. That's not necessarily good either. You need to give things like 3 or 4 weeks at least before you start touching anything.
3 months is a good test period. So this isn't for if you've listed something fresh. This is for if you've had a shop for a while and you've had things listed for a long time, and you go into the rank checker and you see that they're way back on page 10 and they haven't sold in forever and no one's seeing them and they're not getting views and it's been months. This is the time when you say, okay, this isn't working. This listing, there's something wrong with it. I need some new keywords. I need to change some things up. What you then do is go into the changes tool, the change tracker, start tracking that listing. That way you can see how it is right now, that it's crappy results that it's getting. Go do your changes. Do whatever changes you need after you've started tracking it. I would recommend only doing one change at a time. Add one new keyword in there. Replace one keyword. Save it. Give it a few days. Keep checking the changes tool. And watch what happens to your views, favorites, and sales from that listing. Did anything change? Did you get more views as a result? Did you get more favorites? Did you get a sale? Let it sit for a few weeks. If it starts declining or not improving, then it's time to try a different keyword. Try it again. Let it sit in. This is a science experiment. This is like if you've got your mold growing in a petri dish and you're trying to go in every day and examine, and how is your mold doing? That's exactly what this is. You have to make one little change, observe, watch, track, monitor it, make a decision based on what you've seen from your results, make another change, observe, track, monitor. It's a trial and error process. There is no instant gratification when it comes to SEO, unfortunately. And if you get instant gratification, it's usually because Etsy's giving you a little boost just to see how what your listing quality score should be. So if you're curious more about that, watch my video called What Affects Rank on Etsy. It's a few weeks old, but it talks about the 7 factors that contribute to rank on Etsy. That will go more in depth, and it's a short video. There's also another video on my channel called The 7 Factors That Contribute to Rank on Etsy, but it's a Friday Bean episode, so it's a little longer. But either of those videos will explain.
I post 2 or 3 new ideas a day. Is that good, or should I be doing more or less, like once a week?
New ideas.
What do you mean by ideas? Are you posting
new products,
new listings? Are you posting in like your groups? What you talking about?
Yeah.
We'll move on from that one. Clarify that for us, and we'll get back to it.
Yeah, Casey, let us know what you mean by new ideas.
I have such a challenge not saying tutu or skirt a lot. SEO has always been a challenge for me. It's a learned skill. It'll take time.
Why can't you say tutu or skirt a lot? If that's what you sell, Stephanie? Don't you make little flower girl cute tutus and skirts and things? Why can't you say tutu or skirt? Are you not seeing good results for them? Because regardless, it is a tutu, it is a skirt. Call it a tutu or a skirt.
Sound has reverb. Anybody? A few people are saying the sound is funky. Is the sound still funky? Let us know. I'll continue once we get a response there.
Sounds
is off, guys. The wah-wah pedals turned on, Mark. Oh, wonderful. Hold on, I'll be back.
One
you
moment.
Guys sound like robots. Yeah, that's YouTube.
Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader. Oh, and the camera zoomed out. You've spoiled the grand illusion.
They're gonna lose us for like a minute or 2 here. So.
Oh, are you serious? All right, we're gonna go black for like just a minute.
Check. Can they hear us now?
Check. Can you hear us now? Check. G. Morgan says it's getting worse. Brianna says, haha, very wobbly and watery sounding. Yes, it's getting worse. LOL. Maybe if I talk like this, they won't leave the stream. Maybe if I promise them to dance, they'll stay. Don't leave. La 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 la. Still bad. It just got better. Good. Better. Better. Still weird. Better. 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 Good. Better. Is it good or is it better? It's clear now. Okay, we're good.
Okay, good. I'm coming back.
Come back.
Hold on.
Come back.
I'm fixing the width of the camera.
Come back. Now we have to scroll all the way up and find out where we
My
are.
camera is wider than Oprah's booty.
Hey, Oprah's booty ain't
Get out
that
of
wide.
there. You
Ain't
don't
that
know where we were.
Hey, Oprah's booty ain't that wide
Yeah,
anymore.
you scrolled way above where we were.
Oh.
Get out of here, you.
I would like to be as I want the Friday Bean to be like Oprah's show someday, and then I want to give you all books. What if we did that? If they were at home and we were like, and look under your seat, because she always puts books under their seats. And what if books just appeared under their seats?
If we had a couple 100,000 people sign up, we could give everybody a car.
Don't say things like that on the internet. I ain't buying everybody a car.
If 100,000 people sign up for the Academy, I will buy everybody a car.
That would be like our Alpha of the Year gift.
Yeah, a car.
A car. No,
that would be like a dream come true, giving someone a car.
All right, you know what, guys? We already Handmade Alpha of the Year. We already Amber Marie got like $900 worth of DSLR equipment from us.
It was more than that.
Oh. And Lori, they wouldn't let us buy her. She chose a new smartphone as her prize for Alpha of the Year, and they wouldn't let us send her a phone. The service provider wouldn't let us send a phone to her, so we had to send her the money so she could buy her phone, which she loves it. So, all right, let's go. Let's do this.
Yes. I gotta find it. Okay, this is where I was. So if I say it's for a bar mitzvah, I don't tag it as a bar mitzvah gift? ? Why wouldn't you?
Oh, she means if it's in her attributes. Technically, Etsy says that you don't have to. We'll put it. Etsy says that if it's in your attributes, it doesn't need to be in your tags. So rather than adding bar mitzvah gift into your tags, you might be able to save some space and put something else with gift, because bar mitzvah is already taken care of up above in your attributes. That's how Etsy puts it. So.
Good?
Yeah.
Good? Good?
Good.
Because I gotta find it again.
Good.
It did a zippy zip.
Good.
You're good.
Good.
Where the hell were we?
We're up a little higher.
Right here. Because it was up here.
Okay.
Is there an E-Rank app?
No.
No.
No. And everyone keeps asking if there's going to be. Our developers are not app developers. App developers are a totally different type of people. So maybe someday, if we get enough people to all get paid E-Rank subscriptions and we can get, make enough to hire a new development team for an app, but that 100% relies on the growth of E-Rank. So recommend E-Rank to a friend. Keep recommending E-Rank to your buddies. And maybe someday, because that would be really helpful.
The more it grows, the more the tools grow.
Exactly.
That's just how business works.
And Anthony doesn't like live in a mansion or anything.
Well,
he wants more people on his team. It's just,
The thing is, it's different when you build like a tool from the ground up now versus when he started back when it was Etsy Rank, before it was E-Rank. It's not a matter of like building it up as an app. Now it's a matter of like taking all the tools, converting them to mobile friendly versions of things, and then also designing an entire app. I mean, you got to think how many tools E-Rank has, and all the images and coding and things that go behind it. Yeah, all the processing would be kind of the same, but like new imagery would have to be done, all the editing would have to be done, everything would have to be done from the ground up. So that's like a multi-month uh, change.
Yeah, it's like a year-long process.
Yeah, that's going to take a while, and that's assuming it's worth the effort right off the bat, because we wouldn't know how many people would actually use a mobile version of it, because most people are doing their business from home and shouldn't. If you're on Etsy running a business, you really shouldn't be doing it from your phone anyway. You should be doing it from a computer.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things that you can't do from.
I know some of you can't help it, but that's like first business investment. If you don't have a computer, you should get a computer. For real. I mean, editing pictures, typing stuff out is faster. Just the way things look it's a lot easier to organize yourself on a computer. It's a lot easier to become overwhelmed on a phone. So definitely get a computer if you don't have one. Anyway. I opened a shop about 2 months ago and didn't realize how upset your rank was until I started watching your videos. So thanks so much. Quick question: do commas in a title affect your search results?
We kind of already covered this already. No, they don't. I would go back and watch the replay if you missed it, because I did like a really long breakdown of that a few minutes ago. But quick answer: no. Commas are used to make your title look more readable. They have nothing to do with SEO.
Etsy uses Boolean, right? They use Boolean logic for their searches?
I don't know.
I think they do. If that's the case, then commas, periods, forward slashes, and backward slashes should technically have no effect on your...
And apostrophes.
And apostrophes. Yeah. Basically, most punctuation, other than things like question marks and exclamation points, because those are coding stuff. But those generally shouldn't affect your listings in any way. Do you think it's hard to rank for masks if you are new? Yeah. Yes.
Masks right now are probably the most saturated thing on Etsy. If you look at eRank's trend buzz,
again. Oh my god!
I'm
just gonna create a new thing and freaking switch it over.
We only have a few minutes, so if you look into eRank's trend buzz, I'll just keep going. Last month, masks were very highly searched, but now most people have their masks. Now, we do need to consider the next wave of mask buyers, which are going to be, I think, personally, the parents who need to buy masks for their children who are going to be returning to school if schools are open in the fall. That's where I would put your focus, because not a lot of mask sellers are thinking about things like school colors, custom school logos, child size masks, and things like that. That's where I think the next wave is going to be. So if you're going to sell masks, I think that right now mask sales aren't as crazy as they were last month. However, I do anticipate things are going to get crazy for back to school time. So that's something that you may want to consider. Is it hard to rank though? Of course it is. It's going to be hard to rank for a while because everyone's making masks. Does that mean that you shouldn't do it? No, because masks are still in demand. People are still buying them. Do I think that you should only plan to ever sell masks on Etsy? No, because masks are not going to remain in demand like this forever. They're going to be our reality for a while, but I feel like, a year from now, it might be totally different. No one might, maybe wearing masks. So make sure that masks aren't your only bottom line, because I do think that this is going to be a passing trend as things get back to normal, whenever that may be. All right, Amanda.
Are your courses and info geared specifically towards handmade sellers, or can it be generally also applied to supply and tool sellers?
As long as you can create best sellers, HAA is for you. It is an Etsy course catered to people who are doing digital, handmade, tools and supplies. The only people that we cannot cater our SEO lessons to are vintage and one of a kind. Yep. And the reason for that is because the SEO lessons in particular really rely on being able to generate bestsellers, because if you can't generate bestsellers, you cannot accumulate a good listing quality score from Etsy. That's not our choice. That's how Etsy has it set up. So though everything else in Handmade Alpha Academy will apply to one-of-a-kind and vintage sellers, we don't want to recommend it to you if there's like a big chunk that you can't apply to your business. So
that's the thing that we always tell people, is that like regardless of what you sell on Etsy, yeah, there's something in the course that's for you, but I hate charging you for a product that you can't completely use.
Right.
Like, yeah, you could get something out of it, you could learn tools, but it's just not.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, if spending the money is worth it to you, because there is stuff like photo editing and building
branding,
your listings,
psychology.
Yeah, branding, psychology. There's a bunch of stuff in there
Email
that would
lists.
work for you, but I would rather you wait until we can get a tool specifically for you, or seek out something that's more specifically made for you, because it's not. We don't want to waste your time.
Tools and supplies, though, if you've got plenty of them and you can create a bestseller, you're good.
Perfectly fine.
We've got yarn sellers. We have someone who sells clay that you use to make like as the molds for like metal jewelry. We have some bead sellers in HAA. Supplies are totally fine.
So if my necklace is clearly a sterling silver amethyst necklace, but these words have over 50,000 competitors, then what should I do? I heard you should aim for keywords that have around 4,000 competitors.
I've never heard that. Don't worry about, if your necklace is clearly a sterling silver amethyst necklace, that's what you need to call it. But try to find some other words to throw in there that, like, you know, maybe gifts for mom or whatever that may be, or other things that describe your listing. Here's the thing. Competition, it's almost impossible to find keywords that don't have high competition anymore. That's
a huge marketplace now. It's grown exponentially, even since we've started the course.
Yeah, and that's why I'm updating Handmade Alpha Academy, because it's almost impossible to find keywords anymore that don't have high competition. But competition doesn't necessarily matter, because you can still climb to the top of it if you have good listing quality scores and good customer and market experience scores. So describe your product as accurately as possible. Call it what it is. If it is a sterling silver amethyst necklace, call it that. Then try to add in some more keywords that may be less, you know, high competition, whether they be gift terms, whether you get into, you know, some finer details about the specifics about the product. Try to get some lower competition keywords in there as well into your titles and tags. But don't call your pendant, or don't call your product something different than what it is just because there's high competition there.
Yeah.
You don't want to call your product something else. You want to call it what it is.
A little off topic. I know Starla didn't start off with skeleton keys. How did you decide what product to do next? Example, tattoos to keys.
So for those who don't know, I've been selling things ever since I was about 10 years old. I started when I was in school. I had a crayon maker, and I used to like do the thing where you melted all your nubbies of crayons, and then I would make my own packs of crayons, and I sold those at school. And then I learned how to sew, and I would make these tiny little pillows, and I would take those to school and sell them to the teachers who used them as different hall passes. And then I started making beaded pony bead geckos, which I just taught my daughter how to do, and she loves. And I sold those at school. I hung like 100 of them on my book bag and would sell those for $5. And then I started making hemp necklaces, which I sold until I was around 16. And I made a lot of money doing that. And I would go, that's where I started doing festivals and fairs. I was around, 14, 15, 16, going to these festivals and selling my hemp jewelry. And then I started doing tattoo designs with a website called createmytattoo.com, where people who wanted tattoos would choose an artist to do tattoo designs for them. And I made a lot of money there. But I decided that wasn't scalable, because I had to keep redrawing designs over and over again to get them right. And I wasn't a digital artist. I was hand drawing them. And I was making a lot of money, but it took a lot of time. So one time I was just kind of looking at jewelry supplies and things, and I asked him to loan me the first bit. We argue about this still to this day, but the first bit was $30 to get the initial batch of supplies. He gave me $30. I bought them on eBay. I made a few of my key necklaces just on a whim, and ended up having a lot of friends comment on them on Facebook and wanted to buy them. And I made a little bit of money from that. And I took that money. And how much did we spend on our second batch of supplies? Like $100?
No, I gave you $200 the first time.
Okay.
That's where we argue. She says $30. I say $200 because I remember $200 being a lot of money.
I don't think that was the case, but whatever.
We're never gonna agree.
We're never gonna agree. But either way, we don't agree on it. He works from home now.
No, I don't agree on it because I remember being quite poor at the time.
Oh, we were so poor.
Giving you $200 to buy your supplies and get stuff made, and
we were
blah,
so
blah,
poor.
blah.
But either way, that's how the transition took place.
All right, lightning round. We got 4 minutes left.
No, we booped out on some of it. I'm with our sound errors. I'm not worried about it. We're not doing lightning round. I don't like doing that.
We're only halfway down the scroll.
That's all right.
Home dog. I got stuff to do today.
You good?
How do you guys feel about Etsy ads? I spent $10 a day and the return is currently huge, twice my normal salary. I'm too scared to turn them off. Not sure whether to up it either. The maximum is $50. What I always tell people with ads is spend what you're comfortable. Set yourself a budget. If turning on the ads and spending $10 gave you a huge return on your investment, if you think that that's what caused it, I don't see any harm in spending more, but only put in there what you're comfortable with. Don't like go from 10 to 50 right off the bat. If $10 a day is doing wonders for you, up it to $20. If the advertising you think is what caused it to boost you, I definitely wouldn't turn them off.
No.
Unless you have to catch up with your orders, but no, leave them there. If you can afford the $10 a day, then $10 a day. Yeah,
the thing about ads is if they're working,
they're working.
If they're working, if they're not working, turn them off, But if they're working, let them work, because that's fantastic. And it sounds like of all of the things that I hear people say with their ads, most of them say that their ads aren't working, or they're seeing issues with them, and you're seeing phenomenal results. Be one of the lucky few who's happy with their ad results, because that's great. Just if you ever can't afford it, or if things get crazy, you can always turn them off. All right.
I'm sick of this camera. I just fixed it. All right. Gotta go through all the sound is fluttering, wobbly. Yeah, the YouTube gods aren't with us today. That's for sure. Holy crap.
My dancing was hilarious.
I've been so busy with sales since starting HA in January that I've had to put the course on pause, so get a handle on the madness. Carmen's awesome. Carmen creates the coolest little food magnets. She's the magnet maiden. So we don't have her shop linked, but if you Google the magnet maiden, her shop will be the first thing that pops up. And yeah, I love her marketing. I like tiny food. I'm like one of those people who follows a bunch of the polymer clay food. Remember? I don't get it. All the times that I'm like, look at this little pizza. Look at it. And yes, little pizza. Missy Lou said, ooh, I'll take a Hellcat. See, if we were buying everybody a cars, I don't think we could afford to give everybody a Hellcat. You guys are like $75,000. We do. I have a Dodge Challenger, though. That was like our first big adult purchase, I feel like, was the Challenger. I mean, it's our fourth car. Yeah, but it's our fourth car, but it's our first big person car, because your grandma paid off our Kia, so it's our first adult. Oh, it was either pay it off or have it go back to my grandpa's estate. That's true. We didn't really have a choice. His grandpa co-signed on the car, but then he passed away. And so then the bank was like, yeah, so either you have to pay the car off or it has to go back into his estate and you guys lose your car. And we were like, okay. So my grandma paid the $30,000 that we still owed on it. She just bought it. Thanks, Grandma. Sheila, I'd be really spooked if you managed to put a book under my seat at home. Be surprised what I can get away with. You just watch. You watch out. You just watch.
Sneak in like a
Amanda,
bandit.
Sorry if I missed it. Are your courses and info specifically can be applied to tool? Okay, yeah. So we answered that question.
Yep.
Use my camera every day. I'm glad you do. I need a minivan with low miles. Me too. I need one of those like Ford cargo vans. Actually, honestly, I would probably go with a Volvo.
I'll pull up a picture of the Chally. The
The
Chally.
Chally that they won't be able to see.
Chally.
Beat her now.
Give us another one. I'm pulling it up.
Hi, where can I actually see the number of favorites from a product? It only shows me 30 days and the overall statistic when I say this year as timeline, it only shows me favorites per month.
Where are you talking about though? The actual number of favorites from a product.
They're wanting to see how many people have favorited their product, I think is what they're
on
Etsy.
On Etsy.
I'm assuming.
I believe that you can see it right from Etsy.
Amber's telling you not to forget Bean of the Week.
I won't forget Bean of the Week.
That'll be a first.
You shut up. There we go. There's our car. Will it focus in?
It's gonna take like 15 to 20 seconds before you're
We'll find another comment while we're doing it.
Yeah, that should be fine.
You see it?
Yes, I can't read comments because your hand's in the way.
Oh, okay. That's the car. I love my car.
On the talk of converting to mobile, any idea how to fix photos in the about section of the slide of Etsy so they don't blow out of proportion on the mobile versus the web browser?
Man, that's something that Etsy needs to fix. Etsy's kind of distorting how they look, and unfortunately there's no way to scale those photos so they look good on both desktop and mobile. So you got to kind of optimize for one or the other, unfortunately. I don't know why they would do that. It seems like a very basic thing to make something scalable on their mobile app that's also on desktop. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things where there's no way to get it just perfect. I've given up on doing it. There's no guide on how to do it. I've tried multiple things, multiple sizings, multiple combinations, and nothing is working. So optimize for whichever you feel is better. Maybe look at where a majority of your traffic is coming from. I believe you can do that right from the from your Etsy stats. I think that's the only thing that there is to do.
Amber said, no matter how successful my business could possibly get, I don't think I'd ever live in a mansion either. I'd rather invest back in the business or in the dog.
I don't want to mow all that grass.
Yeah, screw that.
I want to clean it.
First thing you should do when your business gets to a point of sustainability is pay someone to mow your grass.
Oh, yeah, we pay someone to mow our grass.
Oh, man. That's so...
I
so much nicer than doing it yourself.
I do not have the time to mow my grass. There's no way. And I don't like standing in the sun, and we have a hill, and it's just a mess. Let's see.
Here we go. Mike Cast. How do you come up with keywords for leather items that make them stand out, returning the top results when the market is rather saturated?
You got to research it, Mike.
Yeah, you got to research it.
You got to use a tool. You got to use a tool like eRank's keyword tool or Keyword Explorer. That way you know exactly how many people are searching those terms. What I recommend doing is go into either one of those tools at erank.com. Use either the Keyword Explorer or the keyword tool. Keyword Explorer is usually better if you have a pro membership. That's the only way you're going to be able to use that. But type in a short keyword like leather by itself and then search that and then scroll down, and eRank will give you more searches related to leather. So it might be like leather bags, leather jackets, leather, whatever. They will recommend, and then you go through and find keywords that accurately describe your listings that have good searches. That's what I would do, because eRank is going to recommend to you other words that you might not have even thought of that people are actually typing into Etsy. So that's what I would do.
I make and sell one of a kind. If I created a few pieces where I could keep making the same thing to create some bestsellers, would that help my one of a kind pieces to get visibility, do you think?
Yes, because that's going to help. It's going to help your listing quality scores of the items that are selling over and over again. And it might not necessarily drive up the visibility of your one of a kind pieces, but it will drive people. It will drive people into your shop. And then when they go to your shop, they'll notice your one-of-a-kind pieces. That's what I started doing a few years ago when I tried to transition from one-of-a-kind to creating repeatable products. Was I would do a bunch of repeatable products, and then my one-of-a-kind pieces, I made those really expensive, right? Those were my high-dollar pieces. And people wouldn't be able to find those high-dollar pieces in search, but when they would find the lower range pieces in search that I had multiple of, they might add one of those into their cart, go to my shop, try, to look around, see the one-of-a-kind piece, and then purchase that one. So overall, yeah, if you make one of a kind and you can make a few products that you can sell over and over again, that's great. That's what I would recommend doing, even if it's just a few. And by the way, if you're one of those one-of-a-kind sellers who wants to join Handmade Alpha Academy, but an obstacle is that you make one of a kind, you can totally pull off Handmade Alpha Academy's like full course, everything that we teach, if you were to decide to make a line of bracelets that you could create over and over again. There's no reason that you couldn't throw in a few products that are repeatable. Okay.
Sheila said, I think I'm safe from you sneaking into my house. The border's still closed. Airplanes are a thing, and I can do a halo jump. I'll jump in from where you can't see me.
What plane did you fly in the Air Force?
All of them.
People ask him that all the time. What plane did you fly? Just so you guys know, not
everyone in the Air Force flies a plane. Actually, less than 1% of 1% of people in the Air Force fly a plane. It's probably less than 1% of 1% of 1%, actually. It's probably like a couple hundred people at most of the 100,000 people in the Air Force.
Well.
Let's see.
You sound like Tina from Bob's Burgers.
I was doing that on purpose. You can look on eRank to see how many favorites you got on a listing. Yep.
It's these.
No. Off topic, but do you know if you can look on eRank to see how many favorites you got on a listing?
I think so. That's one of the features. I haven't dived that far in. I can't remember offhand. If anybody knows offhand, let me know. But I work for eRank and I don't know. I don't keep track of how many favorites my listings get anymore. What I do keep track of is how my favorites change based on changes that I make. I want to see an increase in favorites or a decrease in favorites.
Sheila commented there.
You can
see your favorites by looking in your stats on Etsy. Choose all time if you want to know that.
There you go. Thank you, Sheila. I knew that you could, but I didn't know where.
Photoshop Elements 20 has the model wrinkle remover tool like on iPicky.
Yeah, but iPicky's free. And it's just as good. Well,
what is good searches?
What is good searches? So good searches is, it really depends on subjectivity. It's very subjective. So say that you are selling something that's very niche, right? But you have to accurately describe your product as what it is. Maybe what's something that's really niche, like just a random.
I don't know.
You make
everything I do.
You make Renaissance Festival assassins capes that you wear. That's what it is. That's what you're selling. You're selling Renaissance Festival assassin capes. And that's what it is. You can't call it something else, right? That's what it is. So when you are searching for terms related to that, your searches are probably going to be very different from something that's more saturated, like necklace, right? So what I recommend doing is when it comes to what the product actually is, the core of what your product is, where you have to describe what that product is. You're being very distracting. You should really gauge which of those results is the best in terms of the particular niche that you're searching within. But for things like necklace, where it's very saturated, what's considered good is going to be very different than what's considered good for something that's a little bit more niche, like our assassin's capes. So there's no way that I can say, oh, you have to see searches that are here, that are above this and under this. because it really depends on the niche of your product. If I'm selling, a necklace, those searches could be something insane like 9,200 per month. If I'm selling something more niche like Renaissance Festival Assassin's Cape or whatever, it's going to be a lot more niche because more people are searching for just necklace than they are for weird assassin capes. So it's completely subjective. It all comes down to testing. You want to see that there are people searching for it. You have to decide for yourself when those searches are how they measure up to the competition. Because if only 74 people are searching for that keyword, but the competition is over 50,000, it's not worth it because there's so many other people competing for that keyword when hardly anybody is actually searching for that keyword. However, if you go in and there's a competition of, 50,000, but 10,000 people are searching for that keyword, it makes it a little bit more worth it to take that risk, right? So it completely depends on your particular product, on your niche, how saturated it is, how it's measuring up to the competition, how many people are searching for that product in relation to other searches related to that product. This is where that research really comes into play, and you have to be able to compare.
She clarified more. Good searches, I mean whereabouts between 50K competitors and 4K when I'm selecting keywords on eRank.
No, there's no way to say, look for this number to this number. It completely depends on the saturation of your market, on your niche, where the competition falls, and how that competition is in comparison to the searches for that particular keyword.
I think Homeboy is trying to hit us with Morse code. That's what I was trying to look up here. But he's not using proper breaks if he is, so you can't translate it. But that's the end of the questions, the end of the stream.
Okay. I know that my answer to that was like probably not very clear, but there is no clarity when it comes to keyword research. And obviously eRank puts things in green for you so you can see positive indicators. Anthony said time and time again that he wished that he wouldn't have color coded it because it's so subjective. You just have to test. You have to, try things over again. You have to do comparative research, how this keyword is going to measure to this, and you have to take risks. Like I said, if there's only 74 people searching per month for a certain keyword and the competition is over 50,000, that to me is not worth it. If 10,000 people are searching for it and the competition is 50,000, that might be where I say, okay, let's take a risk and let's try it out. So
she said, then how do I know what to go for when researching?
That you have to test things. You might not get it right the first time. That's the thing. You might not get it correct the first time. It's about experimenting. If I were sitting down with you and we were working together, it would be a lot different than because I don't know the results for your keywords. I would have to physically see it. You have to be able to take risks and compare these things on your own and test things out. Because I'm not the knower of all results when it comes to all keywords, when it comes to all niches in the world. There's a million different combinations out there. And things change drastically month by month. So you have to really, get in there and try to find terms that are worth it when it comes to the number of competition that you have. Now, if you can find terms that have high searches, and usually they can be indicated by the green. I'm not saying that green bars aren't a good indicator. If you see that over 1,000 people are searching something and the competition is, is lower, as in under 50,000, maybe it's like 5,000 people are your competitors. You have 5,000 competitive listings and there are 1,000 people searching it. That's great. Those are good results. Those are perfect. That's fantastic. Do that. But like I said, I can't give you every single possible combination when it comes to competition versus the number of searches. You want to look for greens, but at the same time, greens aren't always the bottom line. It's too subjective to just say only use things that are coming in green, because some of my best keywords have competition that are in the red that are over 50,000 and I can still rank for them because search is not the only thing, or your SEO is not the only thing that plays into your listing quality scores and your overall search ranking. There are multiple things that kind of come together. And like I said, that video that I talked about previously, what contributes to rank on Etsy, that I made a few weeks ago, that talks about the 7 factors collectively alongside your SEO that will contribute to your overall search ranking. So I hope that that helps. Like I said, don't be afraid to fail. Like, don't be afraid to test something and it not works. It's like trying to find the magic combination or the magic key. You know, it's a game of Tetris. You have to try different combinations before you find the one that's really going to work. So,
and they clarified, or not this person, but Kay Wilcher clarified. I was asking if Photoshop Elements 20 has the model remover.
I don't know.
We don't know. However, I don't recommend using the Elements version of anything with Adobe's product suite. And the reason being is that the Elements stuff is more, I think they target college students, but it's more for high school level photo editing stuff for people that don't need all of the professional levels of things. They're limited, dumbed down versions of their professional tools. So like just regular Photoshop, Premiere, all those things. We used Premiere Elements for a long time. It sucked.
Yeah,
the second that we moved over to Premiere Pro, it was just like night and day difference.
And there's night
and day. And then she learned it in like a day.
Yeah, there's a learning curve, but when it comes to any of the Photoshop tools, you can always go to YouTube and search and find
it's more expensive over time to use things like Premiere and Photoshop because it's a subscription based service now. But at the same time, because of that, anytime they add a new tool or there's an update, you're going to get it included with your stuff at no extra cost. So like with Premiere Elements, every time there's a new feature, you might get a couple little snippets of something, but you're not going to get the new feature. You're going to have to buy the next $100 or $200, however much they're charging for it now. I recommend just going with Photoshop if that's the road you're going to take. If not, iPicky is a perfect alternative for pretty much everything Etsy. I prefer Photoshop. I still use iPicky when we're editing her photos for Etsy. We still use it. We obviously don't have a problem affording Photoshop, but I still prefer to use iPicky because it's fast. Yeah. It's internet-based. If you know what you're doing, close out your browser every once in a while to clear out your cookies and make it faster.
Sharon, you said, how do I see how many people are searching for a keyword? That's what eRank is. So if you're using eRank already, that's what it's doing. If you go to the Keyword Explorer, you type in your keyword and you scroll down, you're seeing the number of searches. That's what the first bar is the number of people who are searching. It says searches. Mm-hmm. So if you're already using eRank, you're already looking at that information. That's what it's presenting to you is the searches, the click-through rate, and the number of clicks and the click-through rate. So people who are clicking on listings that use that keyword, and the click-through rate, which is going to show you closer to how many people are actually, could be checking out and things like that. So yeah, if you're already using eRank, then you're seeing the searches. That's what those results are. So
yes, that's it. We'll go ahead and cut it.
Okay. Oh, I'm not on the Pro. That explains it. Yes, you gotta have. You're getting the blurred data. Pro isn't gonna show you the number of searches. That's because that is really expensive information that Anthony has to pay for. So we can only present that to you.
We don't say the term expensive lightly. Data is not cheap.
Like
we're talking like 5 figures.
Like go buy a new house expensive.
Yeah, data's not cheap, but it's worth it. We're 20 minutes over. We can go ahead and
Will the cheaper version of eRank Pro have all the bells and whistles of the full price Pro?
If there's 2 different prices, they won't have all the same things.
Well, they'll have all the same things. Your quotas will be lower. So imagine Pro with lower quotas. You can perform so many searches. You can have less keyword lists, but you can still have them. You can do less keyword queries each day, but your quotas are daily. So if you need to have the basic version for $5.99 and you use up all your quotas for the day, all you got to do is come back tomorrow. So, all right. Last one. What do I do to get more views on other listings? 0 views presently. There are so many things.
Too many things contribute to that.
Too many things. It's not just what can I do to get more views? Your photos might not be good. It could be your pricing. Your SEO, might need touched up. So unfortunately, without me looking at your listings, there's no way for me to possibly tell you how to get more views. You just need to start going down the checklist. Are my photos good? Is my SEO optimized? Use erank.com, use their rank checker tool to see what pages they're landing on in search placement. If they're below page, I would say 3, then you might have some things that you need to brush up on. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been an extended SEO Q&A. I think that this is going to be our last SEO Q&A for a little while, but we'll be sure to do another one later on. That way, if anything changes, we can make sure that we update you. And yeah, I think that we've given everybody all of the SEO info that they need to know. But before you leave, it's Bean of the Week. This week's bean is Kristen from Jeannie and Jade. She makes really cool pole dancing fitness gear and clothing. And she's got some cool, I don't know if she's still doing her keychains. They were super duper cute. But her shop is linked down below. She is a Handmade Alpha Academy all-star. She has a phenomenal shop. She has seen phenomenal results from Handmade Alpha Academy. And we are going to be featuring all this month and next month Handmade Alpha Academy students as our beans of the week. Normally we do all of our alphas, but since HAA is opening June 14th, we are doing HAA students for the next few weeks for our beans of the week. So if you're not already on the waiting list, Handmade Alpha Academy will be opening June 14th. We're going to have a free webinar coming up so you can get a little taste test of my teaching style. Sorry about that. Don't want to hear the word taste test while I'm got a gross voice. That is completely free. I'll send you guys information on that webinar very, very shortly. We just need to get some things polished up. And then Handmade Alpha Academy opens on June 14th. If you're on the waiting list that is linked down below, you will get a $1,000 enrollment discount. HAA is a 9-module course that you guys can start at any time. There is no time limits. There is no like login times. There is no unlocking modules as you go. Right when you're in for life, and you get everything from the day that you start. But if for any reason you are unhappy with your purchase, or you just cannot stand my voice, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee on HAA. So all you have to do is email him within that 30 days, and he will refund you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. There's some free goodies down below if you don't already have those already. And we will see you hopefully next week.
And make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Give the video a like if you liked it. Give it a like if you didn't like it. And click the little bell icon to make sure that you get notified every time we go live or when we upload a video. And we will see you guys next week.
La, la, la.